Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
Franklin,
Yes, hi.
you've done something.
What does this mean?
You've done something that you said you would never do.
Listen, I was so busy this weekend and past week. I did watch 20 minutes of it.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, what did I do that you said I wouldn't? That I said I'd never do?
What did we watch on Saturday, Frankie?
Oh,
That
we
you
watched.
then were like, I need to watch the rest of this.
We watched the live action One Piece on Saturday, and then I started watching the anime and reading the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it was quick
Listen.
turnaround.
I didn't think I was gonna like it.
You love
Obviously,
pirates.
I do. I love pirates. The main character is just so likable.
He's so lovable. I love him so much.
So I'm very intrigued on where the show goes. So I will be watching it. Unfortunately for me and my health.
I've done it.
Frankie's gonna watch nothing else for the next year.
No, because
He has a rule. He can't go past
I'm not allowed to
something.
go past a certain point apparently.
Not without me, he's not.
And then also I'm watching other stuff like with Jen, so I won't like burn my way through it that much.
Mhm.
But I'm also currently watching like that. This is the second anime that I'm watching because I'm also currently watching Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Well.
I also messaged Amanda about like the video games.
Mm-hmm. I was like,
Oh, you're in deep.
yeah, I was like, you could, but they're spoilers. So I did find a couple, just not on any modern systems right now. So
Yeah, so I'm in deep. It's a good show. I gotta admit it.
She's gonna lord this over you for like the next 5 years at
Look,
least.
you guys told me I was crazy
I
for
didn't say you were
watching.
crazy. I just
You
said it's
you did
like
you
insane to
did
watch that many episodes of a show.
you said it was crazy. Don't even no.
Oh, I will say weirdly that like it's on Netflix, One Piece is, but they also weirdly don't have all of the seasons on Net. Like they're just missing 3 seasons in the
Yeah.
middle of it, which is very weird.
It's all on Crunchyroll.
I don't have Crunchyroll, so
I have Crunchyroll. Do you need it?
eventually I will.
Okay.
For now, I'm good on Netflix.
All right. I've
And by the
I
time I
got
get to that point, it'll be when we're watching it, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
yeah, you got a point.
All right, what are
Okay.
we doing tonight?
So we're talking about the African lion,
Yeah,
which is not what we're actually talking about.
briefly discuss it.
Briefly. Look, I this is one of those true life adventure things. It's a documentary. It had some cutie patootie animals. There was the Dick in there. It was cute.
What a cool name too, the Dick.
Yeah. There's some cute little lion cubs. Some bad
There's
narration.
animal death.
Yeah, there is death in this one.
Yeah, I didn't reach the animal death in my 20 minutes of watching.
Yeah.
It wasn't that a surprise
Terrible.
when Hannah told me.
Yeah. Yep. Animal death.
I almost called you last night crashing out.
I'm sorry.
I didn't need to see baby animals being mauled to death.
Babies?
Yeah, they were babies. Look, nature is beautiful, but it's also very cruel.
Hate nature.
That
Yeah.
is why I told Hannah that I was like, that's definitely why they put it in. They gotta show the cruelty of the world.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it though. I know it
Mhm.
exists. I don't want to see it. I just want to look at the cute animals.
Yeah. Well, it's cute. I don't have much because it's literally just it's called the African lion, but I feel like we learned way more about other creatures than
Yeah,
just the
I got
lion.
that from the beginning. It should have just been called the African Plains.
Exactly. I was just like, I mean, we were with the lion, I think, the most, but not that much to like say it was all about the lion.
I anticipated more lion than there was.
Yeah, this I expected to like follow a lion cub from like birth all the way until like, it birthed its own cubs or whatever. That's what I was expecting. I was not
Well, I
expecting
guess
that.
that's just the Lion King.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were probably as as they were filming this on the soundstage, they're like, this would be easier if we just animated this.
I will
We can
say,
There
we could steal
is
the plot from Hamlet.
there is one shot where they do show like a large rock formation that's kind of reminiscent of Pride
Oh,
Rock.
yeah, is it the one with the baboons on it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, there were some baboons. I remember the narrator was real mean to one of the baby baboons. He's like, "The babies only have a face a mother could love," and I was like, "I love that baby baboon." So, narrator offends me.
narrator offended me.
He offends me every time. He always says something dumb.
He always says something that's insulting to an animal.
Or to a woman.
I was like going through this when I was watching this, and they were like really emphasizing the male lion being the king, and I was like, but it's the female lion that does everything.
Yeah, she does
Are
everything.
we
She
gonna
goes on the hunt.
discuss that? And then they
Yeah.
started to, and I was like, okay, all right, okay,
They do talk about it towards the end when they kill the animals.
yeah. Well, I didn't see that, but I did see like the part where the other lioness comes in,
Oh, you
and the
got to the cat
lionesses,
fight.
yeah, the lionesses that are there, like, no, absolutely not. Get the
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
yeah, don't come anywhere near me or my cubs or my husband's
And then I like the male lion
husband.
showing up. Well, I liked it first. One, they're all surrounding it, and there's one who's just lying there,
Mhm.
and they back her. They back the one they don't want into her, and she's just like, "Fuck! Now I gotta get up.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you guys have dealt with this?"
Yeah,
And
she's just
then,
like, I was laying here purposefully, guys.
yeah, and then the male lion shows up and just kind of like roars every now and then.
Mhm.
It doesn't really do shit.
Yeah, he's like, I really don't want to be part of this. This is, you guys did this. You started this. Like, guys, can't we just be friends? This is totally like the male line equivalent to like, she's purty. Can't she join our throuple? So yes, we watched The African Lion,
That was
which
our
is a
review of it.
yeah, it's a 1955 American documentary film directed by James Algar, released by Walt Disney Productions as part of its True Life Adventure series. The film was shot over 30-month period in Kenya, uh, Uganda, and Tanganyika. Oh,
You
I'm
gone to
so
be
sorry.
kidding me?
I'm so sorry. Do you know how to pronounce it?
No, I was making a joke about Uganda.
Oh,
I said you
oh,
gone to be kidding me. That was the joke.
yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tanganyika. I tried. Also parts of South Africa. Um, it focuses on the life of the lion within the complexity of the African ecosystem. No, no, it doesn't. It focuses a little on the lion, but
The lion
mostly,
is there.
yeah, it's there. But I feel like it's really not the main thing. Like, am I wrong about that?
No, I don't
No,
think you're wrong.
they show nearly every animal in the African plains.
I will say I love the giraffes. I wish we could have stick with them a little bit more. Um,
I want to
Giraffes are
pet a
super.
giraffe.
Yeah, I've gotten to pet and feed a giraffe at the Pittsburgh Zoo. Oh,
How was that? Was that fun? Was
oh,
that a
it's
good
so
time?
awesome. It's Here's the thing: its tongue comes out to like grab the leaf before like it chomps down, and I got my hand got a little wet from the tongue, and like it was like it felt like a it's a soft tongue, but it was very reminiscent of like a cat like licking you.
Oh, like the weird texture.
A little, but like I loved it. This little giraffe was not little, but like I loved it very much. So I love giraffes. They're very gentle creatures, unless it's mating season, in which case they will fucking kill each other by whapping each other with their necks. Which we saw a little bit in this, but only like a small, like a sparring session is what he called it.
Do you know what the little nubby antenna things are called?
Oh, I did because I watched a Game Grumps video of them going to the zoo, and then I forgot what it was.
This is information I can easily look up on my own, but I just don't want to.
I refuse to.
Ossicones. Ossicones.
Ossicones!
Ossicones. They're ossified cartilage or bone covered in skin and fur.
I feel like
Females
you've
and young
made this up.
giraffes. Yeah. Females and young giraffes often have distinct fluffy tufts, while mature males tend to lose their hair throughout sparring, resulting in bald spots on them. Ossicone.
The male pattern baldness is hilarious to me.
Yeah, it's a little cute. This film won the Silver Bear Award for documentaries at the 6th Berlin International Film Festival. And it was also released on DVD in 2006 as part of Walt Disney's Legacy Collection, and found on the 3rd volume of the True Life Adventure series, where it has been fully restored. But we're not really talking about it. People said it was brilliant or whatever. By the way, the narrator, who I was like, fuck this guy, it's Winston Hilber.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who it is either, but
I will say, this one is better than the other ones we've watched. It's not good, but so far, but it's still better.
I was definitely more engaged. I feel like they focus more on nature than their stupid witty whatevers. Like we didn't play sounds out of the mud.
Nothing will top the Mud Symphony. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Also, I think
So,
this one was good, or we enjoyed it more because these are faraway animals.
yeah, and
We
lions
don't get to experience them in their natural habitats.
also they showed a dick, and I love dicks. Frankie loves pussy, but I love dick.
See, there were too many jokes that came through my head, and I malfunctioned.
All right. So yeah, that was the African lion. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Okay, Frankie,
Now,
what are we doing next
yeah.
week?
All right.
Well, we're actually here because Amanda is getting a one-time pass, just like I got a one-time pass to not finish the movie.
Yeah, Frankie, did I use the term yellow card correct? That I gave you a yellow
A
card?
yellow
You
card
got
is
a
a
warning?
warning. It's a warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used a sports term correctly.
Yeah.
And a timely sports reference because the World Cup is coming up.
I know.
Look at that. I'm
Look,
impressed.
I'm trying. Hey, because you tried for me with One Piece, I'm trying for you.
I'm impressed. But Amanda is using her one-time pass to do some true crime.
Yeah. So we are going to talk about the Peterson Schuessler murders. Has anybody ever heard of this?
Murders. I thought it was just one murder. I didn't know there were
No,
multiple
I
murders.
it
thought this
happened
was a
at one time.
disappearance.
I mean, it all happened at one time. There were just 3 victims.
I've never heard of this story.
Okay.
I've never heard this name.
So this happened in 1955. It's a triple child murder case. It's actually one of the most controversial child murder cases in Chicago history because it remained unsolved for nearly 40 years. It
Oh, it
I
involved.
thought
is
you said it
solved.
was still unsolved.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I thought it was, okay, because the Wikipedia article that I read said it was still unsolved, but to be fair, Wikipedia is not always updated. So,
If you're gonna be misinformed, it better be by the public of Wikipedia.
yeah, I was misinformed by Wikipedia, which there's no place I'd rather be misinformed by. But I still find this case fascinating just because of how they like uncovered it 40 years later. It's kind of one of those like cold case file things, you know? Not that they got involved. I don't think they got involved. Unless
Is
I
there a Forensic Files episode?
don't think so. But But it involved rumors of like organized crime, horse stables, witness failures, and a conviction that some people still like possibly debate if it's actually solved or not. Why am I bringing this up? Ah, yes. Well, first of all, we must understand the setting of Chicago in 1955. Um, so
Lions roamed the streets.
yeah. Well, this is an era where children had far more freedom. Kids rode buses alone, they wandered the neighborhood, they went downtown without their parents, and they even hitchhiked, which was considered relatively normal for teenagers. Chicago was a huge city, but many neighborhoods kind of functioned like villages. Everyone kind of knew each other. Um, and serious crimes against kids were comparatively rare and super shocking. Um, So these boys decided to go to the movies. They hitchhiked to the movies. Um, they were uh, they had traveled from Jefferson Park to downtown Chicago to see Walt Disney Productions' The African Lion at the Loop Theater on the afternoon of October 16th, 1955. That's why I'm bringing this up now, right now. We get the timely reference. I guess not timely,
The
but
timely reference to the 1950s.
We
well,
understand the correlation.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Um, So, uh, on October 18th, notice how I said that they went to the movies on October 16th. On October 18th, the naked bodies of 3 young boys were found. Also, trigger warning, guys. Oops.
Whole episode's gonna have a trigger warning in the description, I
Yeah, I'm
assume.
gonna write a
Yeah.
trigger warning.
Yeah, okay, cool. When these 3 boys disappeared and were later found, like, murdered, naked, beaten, and then discarded in a forest preserve, um, newspapers treated it almost like a huge kind of civic trauma. Uh, Thousands of national magazines covered it. Thousands of tips flooded the police. Not thousands of magazines. National magazines covered it. Thousands of tips flooded the police. I actually wrote, like, I want you guys to be impressed at the research that I did with this. Because, like, I
Are you
wrote a
gonna give
script.
me sources?
I do have sources.
Oh my god.
I can
And I
put
wrote a
sources
script.
in. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about the victims. Um, First victim was Robert Peterson, age 14, although depending on the publication, they reported him as 13, but he was 14. John Schuessler, age 13, and Anton Schuessler Jr., age 11. The boys lived on Chicago's north side, and they were close friends. Um, Again, on Sunday, October 16th, they planned what should have been kind of an ordinary day, going downtown to see a movie. Specifically, they wanted to watch Disney's wildlife documentary, The African Lion, at the Loop Theater in downtown Chicago. The boys left home that afternoon, and what happened after the movie is where the mystery begins. Investigators later reconstructed parts of their movements. After leaving downtown, the boys somehow ended up several miles northwest of where they should have been. They were reportedly seen later near the Monte Cristo bowling alley on Montrose Avenue, far from downtown and not on a direct route home. Witnesses described them as appearing to hitchhike. This is important because it suggested somebody may have picked them up voluntarily. That evening, the weather had turned rainy and cold, and the boys never came home. By nighttime, their parents were alarmed because this wasn't like them. Uh, the father, the Peterson father, Malcolm Peterson, reportedly went directly to the police seeking help, and a detective named James A. Jack became involved in the search. He later stated in interviews that this case haunted him for decades. So I can imagine it would haunt me too if I couldn't solve it. 2 days later, on October 18th, 1955, a worker eating lunch in a wooded area discovered the bodies in the Robinson Woods Forest Preserve near Lawrence Avenue and River Road on Chicago's northwest side. The scene horrified investigators. The boys had been left in a ditch. Their clothing was gone, and they had suffered severe violence. Contemporary reportings described blunt force injuries, strangulation, signs suggesting restraint, and extensive injuries to Robert Peterson's head. Some early newspapers speculated about sexual assault, but authorities later stated there was no confirmed evidence of completed sexual molestation. Though investigators increasingly believe the motive was sexual or sexually sadistic. This actually even shocked a lot of veteran detectives. Remember, this is like the 50s. This stuff really didn't happen all that much. One reason the case became so difficult was the crime scene was immediately compromised. Like,
Well, you're telling me these woods were compromised?
yeah, immediately compromised. According to later accounts from investigators, these bodies were moved before proper forensic documentation, and evidence handling in 1955 was nowhere near where modern standards are today. But even then, it was pretty piss poor
See,
of the
like
job
whenever
they did.
these old cases come up and they're like, "Ah, they had to, they were doing their forensic handling." What forensics were they doing, huh?
I don't think they were doing anything.
Nothing.
I
They did
saw
no
no. I
forensics.
really didn't see. Uh, I have some clues that they have, so maybe you can parse them out. But DNA
Clues.
testing did not exist, and fingerprint recovery was limited. Um, Crime scene preservation was also primitive by today's standards. Investigators came to believe that the murders did not happen at the forest preserve. Several clues suggested that the boys may have been kept elsewhere first. First of all, dirt and debris on their bodies looked inconsistent simply with just being attacked outdoors. Um, there were signs that suggested restraint. What those signs were, I can't tell you. Witnesses had reported screams elsewhere that night, and the body placement looked staged rather than spontaneous. I got that from Texas Tech University newspapers, citing my sources. Police increasingly suspected the boys had accepted a ride from someone, been taken to another location, killed, and then dumped. This is why John Mulaney says you never go to a secondary location.
It's why the idea of hitchhiking is like absurd to me.
Yeah, I could never. Also, I'm a woman too, so like that just sounds like just a bad idea in general. Where was this place that they were held and these murders happened? And that question would kind of linger for a few decades. So after this drew like huge attention because remember this is 1955. Everybody reads newspapers, and shit like this does not just randomly happen. This was like I feel like for Chicago like an equivalent of like a Jack the Ripper kind of vibe. Like there's like a media frenzy around this. Um, Chicago authorities threw a bunch of resources at this case. Police interviewed thousands of people and investigated thousands of leads. Rewards exceeded about 100,000, which was enormous for the era. Um, Detectives questioned sex offenders, drifters, local teenagers, mentally ill suspects, carnival workers, and people with criminal history. And still, there was no arrest, no clear suspect, no forensic breakthrough, and the case started to grow cold.
What
But
evidence do they have at this point?
they have what I told you.
I forgot.
They have, hey, this thing, it didn't happen here. We have witness testimonies that said the boys probably were picked up by somebody, were hitchhiking, and when they were seen, they were going on a route not towards their house.
Okay,
They
I
just
was
have,
So,
thinking like bullet casings or something.
yeah, we got nothing.
they have
Okay.
evidence of like what the boys did, but nothing like
Yeah, no physical evidence.
No, they just have beaten naked boys
good.
that are
That'll
dead.
help.
Yeah. Decades later, we're going to talk about the idle hours stable theory. So, decades later, attention shifted towards a horse stable called Idle Hour Stable near where the bodies had been found. The stable was tied to Chicago horse dealer and criminal figure Silas Jane, who does have his own Wikipedia page. He is a controversial and violent man with organized crime associations. Um, and investigators later suspected people around the stable knew more than they admitted. Um, just a little bit about um, Silas Jane. Um, he had been in and out of like crime kind of syndicate, small crimes, nothing too big, but was later convicted of, I believe, killing. No, yeah, killing Cheryl Rude, and he tried to no, he murdered a bunch of people. Yeah, okay, here we go. So he attacked George Jane. He murdered Cheryl Rude. Then there was the Indiana Dunes State Park disappearances that he apparently was involved in. There was a conspiracy to murder George Jane. He killed Frank Michelle Jr. and then he murdered George Jane finally. And then allegedly as part of the disappearance of Helen Branch. So that's not a great dude. Not a great dude.
So
Um,
technically speaking, serial killer.
yeah.
But mafia members are never like considered serial killers,
Mm-hmm. They're
which is
considered like,
weird.
yeah, they're like hitmen, which is just another, I think, term for organized crime serial killer. They
Yeah.
still killed people. They looked into the stable and one kind of crucial details emerged. People had allegedly reported hearing screams from near the stable the night the boys vanished. But that lead wasn't fully pursued, or it fizzled out. Why? I don't know. They were just like, that looks like work. I don't wanna. Probably. That's my assumption. Years later, a lot of detectives blame this as like the biggest, like, investigation's biggest missed opportunity. Enter Kenneth Hansen. So the name that ultimately changed the case was Kenneth Hansen. In 1955, Hansen was a young stable worker associated with Idle Hour. For decades, his name kind of floated around the investigation, but it never really stuck. And then, during unrelated federal investigations in the 1980s and early 1990s, including probes surrounding wealthy horse circles and the disappearance of candy heiress Helen Branch, remember I mentioned her in Silas, um, informants allegedly began talking. So, according to witnesses, Hansen had privately bragged about killing the boys. Some claimed he referenced the murders threateningly, telling people they could end up like the Peterson boy. That's a quote. Others said that Hansen had spoken about events at the stable. Um, so prosecutors eventually built a theory. Number one, Hansen picked up the boys while they were hitchhiking. Number two, he brought them to Idle Isle stable. Number three, he sexually assaulted or attempted to assault the younger Schuessler boys. Number four, Robert Peterson intervened or discovered what was happening. Number five, Hansen killed all three to eliminate the witnesses. And number six, the bodies were transported and dumped. One eerie clue, like another eerie clue that the investigators revisited, involved marks reportedly found on the body that some believed matched the floor mats of a Packard station wagon connected to Hansen and others at the stable. This was never the kind of forensic certainty that you would like kind of see in modern cases, but supporters of Hansen's guilt viewed it as corroborative uh, evidence linking the murders to the stable environment. Critics, of course, argued the forensic basis was weak in retrospective. So all of this is culminating. We finally have a name in like the 80s and 90s, and then in 1994, there's an arrest. Nearly 40 years after the murder, Hansen was finally charged. He was in his 60s. This case heavily relied on witness testimonies, alleged confessions, stable connections, behavioral evidence, and circumstantial reconstruction. There was no DNA, no murder weapon, no eyewitnesses to the killing, and no physical smoking gun. But prosecutors still believe that they had enough. So Hansen was convicted in 1995. Though that conviction was overturned on appeal, he was then tried again and convicted in 2002, receiving a sentence of roughly 200 to 300 years in prison.
Do you know why the first one was overturned?
Don't.
Wild that. Not wild that it was overturned. Wild that it like.
I mean, I'll give you the court filing here, Frankie. See if you can find something.
You send it in the chat.
Yeah, you see if you can find something. So controversy remains. Some investigators, journalists, and authors believe that Hansen was absolutely guilty. There's a lot there that it's not great for him.
I mean, he said some questionable things.
Yeah, you shouldn't be saying that you're gonna end up like the Peterson boy if you didn't do that. But also,
Even
like,
if
we
you
don't know if you said
did,
that.
don't
Yeah,
threaten them. Don't threaten
yeah.
people.
I mean, you can
And
threaten people, but threaten people with hugs and kisses.
oh, I threatened my dogs with hugs and cuddles.
I know. That's the best kind of threats. Nice ones.
Did
Um, mhm.
police determine how the boys were killed? Was it just they were beaten to death?
Yeah, blunt force
Okay.
trauma.
Okay. I'm sorry. It's been a long 2 weeks for me.
That's okay. So a lot of others who argued this conviction said that the case depended too heavily on jailhouse or informant testimonies. Frankie, as I'm sure you are aware, um, a lot of times police will strike deals with informants than what they want to hear. Uh, and I believe that was, pretty rampant still in the 90s. Um, Memories also from decades earlier were unreliable. Look, I can't remember what I ate for dinner yesterday. If you ask me to remember something from like 20 years ago, it's probably not going to be that great. There's also the fact that police were desperate for closure and alternative suspects that were tied to horse racing and organized crime were never fully explored. So this debate is actually still active among true crime researchers. So technically it's solved, but it's like solved? Question mark?
So okay, I'm reading the appellate opinion.
Hmm.
Essentially, what happened is they have the trial. Jury finds him guilty of first degree murder on all three, and he's sentenced. He files an appeal with a bunch of different stuff.
Hmm.
The only evidence that really the only argument he has on appeal that really like matters is there was evidence of prior sexual relationships,
Hmm.
whether that be consensual or accusations of sexual assault. And they bring in evidence during the trial. A lot of this is state law, so I don't know but it can be like brought over
Hmm.
to our state. It's that the testimony of, let's count, one, two, three, four, five, six of the witnesses was about the killer what's the guy's name? I don't remember.
Hanson?
Hansen, yeah. Of Hansen allegedly having a practice of picking up young male hitchhikers and assaulting them.
Mm.
And they're saying the evidence was improperly admitted and that it was so prejudicial against him that it required reversal, and that the only evidence linking him directly to the murder was the testimony that he had I quote, assaulted innumerable young boys over a period of 20 years.
Hmm.
And so they reversed the conviction because there's a general rule of law that like prior bad acts can't be brought in as evidence unless they're like a specific MO
Right, right.
for the crime, because like then you can use that to be like well, there's like this specific thing that happens in all of these crimes, and we know that he does it he was convicted of it in other crimes, so you can't bring up prior bad acts. That's the thing a lot of people don't realize,
Hmm.
where they think, oh, if someone's been convicted like 5 times of selling drugs, they can bring that up to convict him of a sixth time. You can't.
Right.
Generally, it can be brought up for sentencing purposes, but
Hmm.
yeah, that's why I got turned over. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened in the new trial. I assume they.
I got him again.
I mean, they. I know he did. I know they convicted him, but I want to know like what the jury was looking at in that second trial, because if they couldn't use any of the evidence that they
I don't know.
used prior, like that's a huge amount of the evidence that they couldn't use. I want to know if the jury was just like, yeah, he definitely did it,
Hmm.
even though we have no idea if he did or not.
I think it was a lot of like witness testimonies, like 4 witnesses.
Witness
The
testimony
jury
is.
said this man does not pass the vibe check.
That's
Yeah,
definitely
like
what it was, because witness testimony is notoriously unreliable,
exactly.
even
Which
like
is
a
why
week
this is
later.
yeah, which is why this is kind of like up in the air. Don't get me wrong. This dude is a bad dude. Like
Oh yeah, it
yeah.
sounds like he's a terrible human being.
Yeah. I can't say whether or not like he did or if he didn't. Like there's no like real concrete evidence, which is why this like case is still kind of up in the sphere and why I mistaken it for an unsolved case. Is because many think that it still is. So there were some other things in here that I saw. There's a lot of like fringe conspiracy theories attached to this case online. Um, I actually
Sure.
intentionally avoided repeating unsupported claims, which included anti Semitic ritual murder theories.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my god.
Yep, yep. There was literally no credible like evidence basis for those, and I'm also not bringing
Ugh.
that into the podcast because fuck that. But the strongest material that I saw came from like the court records, reporting, and then interviews of the retired detectives, and then books written by the investigators and historians. I did my shit. And Hannah, I will send you my works cited page.
Thank y'all.
Never send
Um,
Hannah my works cited page. I do the history stuff.
um, you do
I'm the
actually do
only one who cites their sources.
Yeah, you are.
Until now.
until now. So obviously, one of the saddest parts of this case is what happened afterwards. The Schuessler family was devastated. The boy's father died shortly after the murders, which added just another layer of tragedy onto this already kind of horrific story. And the emotional damage rippled through the families for generations. I think a lot of them want closure, which I can understand. I would also think I would want that. But yeah, sorry to like bring down the vibes, but it's either that or talk about the African lion. I mean, in a way, I did. Just a grisly murder. But
It's a grisly murder.
yeah, that
Let's up the vibes. Let's up the vibes before we end the episode.
yeah, okay. Hold on. Let me get my works cited page. Jeez, guys. And Frankie's so.
Well, you have to cite your sources on the episode.
I'm gonna cite. I do?
You don't.
No, I don't.
Not on air.
No. No,
In
not
the
on
show
air.
notes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how this fucking
Hannah
works.
does or does it on air.
No, I just included it in the episode description.
Yeah. Okay. Uh we have comments to talk about.
We do? Okay, cool.
Our
We
dear
have
friend.
our dear friend the detective and friends. We have 2 comments. We have discussed them.
Oh, hi. Hi, Erica. Hi,
Yeah.
Erica.
The first one is from the Pirates Ahoy episode, Scooby Doo Pirates Ahoy,
Ooh.
where we talked about the big windstorm that we had.
Oh, yeah.
So Detective and Friend says, sounds like that valet ate the special kind of Scooby snacks before taking that fob. I also lost power during that windstorm. It was wild. Knocked the whole telephone pole over. I've never seen this movie, so I'll have to check it out. Definitely sounds better than the Mummy one. It is better than the Mummy one. It's at least less offensive than the Mummy one.
It's got pirates.
It's got pirates. It does have Velma in a weirdly offensive costume for a party, because weirdly offensive because like why they didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I expected more from her, honestly.
We have to cancel Velma.
No.
Well, I mean,
The TV show.
see, here's the thing: if we had canceled Velma back then, we wouldn't have that show.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and then on our latest episode, the Arthur Conan Doyle Hate Podcast, Detective and Friend said, "I really enjoyed this episode a lot. You usually don't hear about these kinds of stories, so it's refreshing knowing, even though I'm depressed, at least I'm not an asshole like Conan Doyle."
Yeah,
That
he
scene
really.
where
Oh.
the two older dogs offer the. Oh, there's also commenting on the next episode about
Mm-hmm.
Lady and the Tramp,
Ah.
which would be the episode published as we're recording. The scene where the two older dogs offer their paws in marriage to save Lady when she slept with Tramp had my jaw dropped into Hades. What a movie!
Yeah, we talk about that. We do talk about it. So,
Thanks, Detective and Friends.
yeah, Erica, we love you. Thank you for always giving us wonderful, wonderful comments.
Yeah. That livened up the mood a little bit.
Yeah, I always loved
We
hearing
won't
from
we
comments.
won't end on a sad note.
I will say that this is probably like the only Disney movie I had that I really know is associated with a murder case.
Well, I hope that's the only one that is associated with a murder case.
Do you want to hear what we have next?
I just want the next one movie.
I don't want to know, but I must.
Called The Littlest Outlaw.
The Littlest Outlaw.
I'm looking it up. Looking
Is
it
this
up.
an animal? Is this a
No, it's
human?
definitely a human. Oh no! Oh no! I just see the description, and the main
What?
character's name is Pablito, so I am not looking forward. Although he is played by a Mexican American, or at least a Latino actor. It is not a white man pretending to be Latino.
One small win.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know if
hey,
this is on
listen,
Disney Plus or not.
listen. This is the 50s. We got to take all the small wins we can get.
Watch out for the boy who stole the general's horse, the matador's cheers, the bandit's thunder, and the hearts of
It is.
everyone.
It is
It's not on
not
Disney.
on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's not here.
They do
Oh
not want
boy.
you watching this.
Oh
Let's
boy.
see. Oh, I can watch it on some weird Russian site. Let's go.
Thank you, Weird Russian site.
Let's see
Never
if
had an
it'll.
issue with the Weird Russian site, honestly.
There's a weird Russian site that's got the full movie. So
My favorite.
don't know what kind of viruses I'll be downloading, but I will watch the movie.
If this is the Weird Russian site that I have been on many times before, you're fine.
Okay.
Like,
I will
genuinely,
say,
you're fine.
just looking at because I get an AI overview when I look this up. Apparently, this entire film was shot in Mexico, with a bilingual English-Spanish cast. So the film was shot twice, once in English and once in Spanish.
That is unbelievable. To be fair, that I
Yeah,
can't, I'm
that's
genuinely
so
stunned.
impressive to me.
They did that with Dracula.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I'm just not. That was not
Like the original
this time
Dracula?
period.
Yeah, the
Huh?
Bela Lugosi.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just not expecting it this time period for Disney. I wasn't.
Yeah, I think that's also because it specifically is Disney. All right, well, that's the next Disney episode. Next week is my episode.
What we doing?
Well, we're finally here. It's time. It's World War III, everybody. And
Oh,
luckily
God.
for all of us, not the actual World War III that is imminent. It's just the 1995 WCW pay-per-view.
Just
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
No.
no.
Nope. Well, I mean, maybe a little bit. Maybe you'll watch this show and say to yourself, "This is the only World War III we'll have." Even though that's also not true because there are other World War III pay-per-views that will be happening.
Well, then shouldn't they be called World War 4 or 5?
See, I brought this up with Hannah before the recording, and Hannah brought up a good point. It'd be wild if when you're running a company like that, you don't think you're gonna a company's gonna go under. It'd be wild if they were running World War 40 eventually.
That would be really funny.
All right, so that's what we're talking about next week. World War III from 1995. So join us for that. If there's anything else anyone wants to say,
Got nothing. I
all
don't
right.
think so.
Well, then let's wrap this up. As we're recording, we're on YouTube and Spotify. If you're listening to us on YouTube, remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notification so you know when each and every episode is uploaded. If you are listening to us on Spotify, remember to follow the show, leave a rating and a review, and no matter where you're listening, remember to share this with someone who you think might enjoy what we are doing over here. If you would like to send us an email where you could ask us some questions, give us some episode topic ideas, or just give us some general commentary about the show, you can send us an email over to
Nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled Hear.
if you would like to see some great artwork done by Amanda, funny memes created by Hannah, and see images of the things that we discuss on the episodes. You're going to get some pictures of cute animals here to
I
distract
will
you
not
from
be
the
posting any crime
horrifying.
scene photos. No.
Yeah, yeah. To distract you from the horrifying content of the episode, you can see some cute animals.
Yeah, dicks.
But you can find all of that and more over on our Instagram page, which is,
Nothing to see here pod.
and that is all of the business taken care of. So saying goodbye and good night. It's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
You're not gonna say anything,
Somebody
or
other died.
Oh, right. Sorry. I zoned out. Oh, man. I talked about true crime and my brain shut off.
all right? Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.